ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930 present The Drive. Brought to you by Huntington Federal Savings Bank. Local then, local now. Member FDIC.
We are coming to you today from the Union Pub and Grill. Welcome into today's edition of The Drive here on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. The former Young Thundering Herd quarterback Dave Walsh with me as well. Dave, we're getting closer. It's almost here.
Less than 2 weeks.
Less than 2 weeks to start of Thundering Herd football, and of course it's really already underway.
Oh, I know.
It's just the fact that we get a game.
Right. Camp is closed, I think you said. The school people getting ready, and the game prep starts Sunday. But it's all VMI right now. All VMI. We had a nice little time Saturday watching them scrimmage. I think it overall went pretty well.
What'd you think when you saw scrimmage? It was in and out
it
between
them
drills.
Situational things, as you put it.
Doc was working the clock in
Right.
different situations. What'd you think?
I like what I saw from Isaiah Green, quarterback. Remember this time last year, we didn't know who was going to be quarterback. We did not see much of Knox or Tyler King because of maybe a little banged up, and there's really no need if anybody get hurt. Some other guys stepped up. Same thing at receiver, Mr. Richardson, Obi a little bit, but they're developing 2s and 3s and 4s. Saw some good things on defense. We saw a lot of PIs, pass interference. Brad said after the practice, Coach Lambert, some new guys back there, and they've got to work on that. The regulars would probably not be doing that, but we got to cut down on those. So, but overall, good effort. They got the pieces there, and you remember all the people that were held out. They won't be held out come the 31st. So I personally think they're in pretty good shape.
Doc Holliday seemed pretty pleased with practice and scrimmage, more scrimmage than anything on Saturday, and we were there.
Yep.
And here's what Doc Holliday had to say after scrimmage.
I thought we accomplished what we wanted to accomplish. 2-minute drill went for about 37 plays, so but it's good. We had it officiated and worked the clock and worked the timeouts the way they're supposed to be. Timeouts were supposed to be worked. So I thought just the fundamentals of it was good. And it's all a 4-minute situation. Saw a lot of situations we need to have.
Somebody that he did this in the spring game and did it again today. Brock Thompson going up and making a couple plays. He and Alex Thompson sort of hooked up there.
Yeah, he better learn what to do with the ball when he scores a touchdown. He won't ever play. So that being said, other than that, he's a young kid that's got to learn, and he's did a nice job. He's a skilled guy. He knows how to play the game. He likes to play, and he's going to be a good player for us.
Quentin Jordan is a guy that I know that he's still waiting, word on what's going on with him, but at the same time, he's controlling what he can control, made some plays, especially early.
Yeah, we like him a lot. We're just hoping that he deserves a waiver. I don't know what's going on with the waiver. He should have been back already, but it's not. So just got to keep rolling, keep our fingers crossed, and see where it goes.
Short and sweet and to the point. He was pretty pleased for the most part, and we're now just less than a couple weeks away from the kickoff, and a lot of events going on for the Thundering Herd as well.
Oh, I know. It's going to be very busy. Between here and Charleston, they're going to be doing a lot of things.
Yeah, Paint the Capitol Green's coming up, and that's a big deal.
Embassy Suites is probably sold out, so they'll be rocking Charleston.
Marshall University Quarterback Club of Charleston involved with that one, and they do a fantastic job. And then next week, you've got Pullman Square. You've got that big event there. And at the same time, you're going to have Coach's Show.
That's back. That's back.
I wish Doc would do that on Mondays. I'm just throwing that out there, Doc. Just do it on Mondays. We can all get down to the Fat Patties.
Because the following week he's going to have to one of them crazy weeks when they have a Friday game. He's going to have to make some adjustments. But first things first. You got Charleston. You got the gig over here at Pullman. So getting everybody jacked up, ready to play some football.
You think Doc Holliday's happiest when it's just game week and he doesn't have to deal with any other distraction? He gets in a routine,
like us.
a fixed routine,
right,
and he just goes from point A to point B to point C, and he adjusts for time when it comes to a Friday game. But other than that, his life is scheduled for the next few months.
Exactly.
And do you think he just likes it that way? He just plans it out?
If he likes it, that's just the way it's been, because you see those practice sheets and schedules and Mike's running the clock and turning the numbers. It's like 5-minute interval. If it goes 5:01, he's not happy. And it's like 4:15 is this, 4:20 is this. There's a purpose. And then when it's all over, he goes, well, give me 5 minutes with those guys and gals. Let me get it out of the way, and I'm going to let my hair down. So he gives us a few interviews, a few choice words, which was good this week. And then he was off to enjoy the weekend.
I just think it's ironic you said Doc Holliday let his hair down.
What he doesn't even think let down, does he? Come to think of it,
There's no hair there.
I'm not so sure. I mean, he can be funny at times, but they're limited. You know, be off in a private setting, he can get off a few funnies, but. You know, well, he mentioned like Saturday with Brock Thompson, and after the touchdown, he says, "Hey, he a little spin of the ball. He do that, he ain't getting in." I mean, made a little fun about it, but at the same time, he said, "Hey, you score, you give the ball official. That's it. You don't do what you did."
Well, he's smiling because
but at the same
kid
time,
performed well.
He made a play, yeah.
He made a play. He's smiling about that.
Right.
And then, at the same time, he did something stupid.
Yeah, don't
And
ruin it.
You can't let him off the hook on
Right.
that.
Don't
and that's what
ruin
this
it.
is about. Hey,
Right.
yo, kid, you can't do that.
Right.
They'll flag you, and that hurts
Give
the
it to
team.
him. Today it's not. It's bad, but if you did that on August 31st, we went 15 the other way, I would be a lot more unhappy than I am right now.
He'd be on the sideline the rest of the game.
Yeah,
No
over
chance
there.
to get in. Yeah, and
Over
I mean,
there.
Doc pretty much said that.
Yeah, but at the same time, he applauded him for making a play, but he also, as you said, pointed out, dude, extracurriculars, no, doesn't work. Does not work.
So what did you think of Alex Thompson? I thought he played well.
I thought he threw
liked
the
the way he
ball a lot
played, yeah.
better. You kind of go like, well, you hope Isaiah doesn't get hurt, but you think if something went down, the way he threw the ball and knows the offense, it's pretty good. He threw some touchdown passes. Isaiah had a couple knocked down that he threw on the low side, but one thing I liked about him, when he needed to zip it, he zipped it. And when it was touch, he was putting touch. He's learning. As Coach Cramsey said, remember, he's a year ahead of where he was last year. Last year, this was all Greek. Now he's much more in tune to making decisions. Boom. Like he gets the ball, goes here. He's getting better at that.
Do you think we'll see Alex in any
I think they will.
situations?
Not a 1-2 rotation, but I think you'll see him. Like if they get up or do some things, I think they'll give him a chance. I don't think as him being a last go-round that they will just hold him over there, but it's pretty much Isaiah's job right now. But Alex will be there. Like he said he could have left. I mean, tough thing, but he's here to help out, help Isaiah, help the other guys. And if he's called on, remember last year he got called in for 3 games. You're only 1 snap away from being number 1. So you have to feel good there. They have somebody. And then Grant Wells from South, played at GW. He got a few looks towards the end. He threw the ball well, but he's got to learn to quit throwing the heater from 2 yards to 20 yards. He threw a couple of them right through people's hands because it was a little on the hot side. He'll learn. Freshmen tend to do that.
That's what freshmen do.
I was reverting back, but yeah. But he's got some looks. So, I think they like him. But as far as 1-2 between Isaiah and Alex, that position is very solid this year as opposed to last year, and was a lot of question marks.
The last time we talked to Doc, he was talking about depth. And
right.
This week, you got to see some of it. You feeling good about Marshall's depth?
Yeah.
You feel like there's actually a 2 now behind a 1, or there's a 1 and a 1A, and there's not a situation where there's a drop-off between the guy starting and the guy who is hoping to start or get in there.
We didn't see much of Brendan Knox and Tyler King, hardly at all, because they're holding them out, whatever. Hurt, not hurt, just don't take no chance. But then here comes guys like Lawrence Papillon, and the one I love, we'll have fun with this one, Knowledge McDaniel, 2 running backs. They showed some nice moxie Saturday. Get it up inside, and if they give them a little crease, hey, they could take it. They could move. So they've got – that is what you're talking about in terms of depth. There's Knox, Tyler King. Remember Knox until Charlotte, we didn't even know who he was. Now he's well known. If he's not in the lineup, where's 20? But then here comes Papillon, here comes Knowledge McDaniel. And you're going, okay, this is what you just said, depth. This is what we've been working for 8, 9 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the drop off from here to here is not as great.
This is the last time we can talk about practice unless Doc tells us what he has to say.
That's right.
Because scrimmage was it. Fans are now cut off from this.
Right.
And they now get to work. So everything from this point forward is closed now.
Right. So what's that leave with Chuck and the boys?
Well, they can go.
Okay.
They can go.
Yeah.
We can go.
Right.
No, I'm just talking to the fans.
Right. It's going to be very empty.
Yeah, there were about, maybe 100 fans, give
There's
or take?
a few there.
Yeah.
I noticed most of them as the day went on moved over to our side where the shade was.
And then left, yeah.
And then departed.
Because it was hot.
But they at least got in the shade.
They got to be getting in their conditioning because it's been hot.
Exactly. It's no bargain out there right now. And those guys, I guess the hydration team is very important right now.
You know those cold Huntington nights? I don't think we're going to have any of those this year.
I haven't felt any yet, dude. Not yet.
Yeah, that winter-like atmosphere is not going to be an advantage this year.
No. There's none of those where a Florida school comes in, it's below 40. They don't do very well. No. They're going to be for right at home.
They're going to be comfortable as can be. Like,
FIU's going, where's the sunblock when they get here in November?
Can you believe that?
Oh, well, it is what it is. It's the same for both sides. Just hope if that ever happened, they brought the wrong outfits like one certain team did a few years ago and paid dearly for it.
Hey, you got to prepare.
That's right.
You got to game day these things.
That's why they have 10-day weather forecast and a month ahead and the whole 9 yards.
You got to game day these
That's
things.
right.
All right, when we come back from break, we're going to go over what's happening in college football rankings because we got the AP poll. We also have the Football Writers Association of America Super 16.
Just 16?
Super 16.
Okay.
What do you mean just 16?
Well, the Super 16 makes you think those right there they'll be the Super 16 conference. Everybody else is playing for something else.
And Dave Walsh, I even printed a copy of it
Thank
for
you.
so you can look at it during the break when we'll come back here at the Union Pub and Grill. You're listening to The Drive. Our phone lines brought to you by Miller Lite, 877-420-TALK, 877-420-8255. Miller Lite, hold true, great taste, only 96 calories. It is the original light beer. We've got more on the way. It's The Drive, presented by Huntington Federal Savings Bank on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930. Presented by Huntington Federal Savings Bank.
We are coming to you today from the Union Pub and Grill. Paul Swann and Dave Walsh with you. And, of course, every Monday you can find us at 1125 4th Avenue in Huntington. I know where I can find you every Monday. It's like clockwork. Dave is here.
Mr. Peroni.
You've got your...
I've jumped ship from the great over that tap there to a tap here.
You don't even know what tap you're on.
Well, it's the tap over here, and it does take the one over here. They had to spend all the time knocking the foam off.
Okay.
This one works better.
Great radio visual there, the tap over there.
And I get you your drink.
Yes, he gets me my beverage
Yes.
as well. That's why Dave is here. He's not to talk football.
Paul's favorite word, fetch.
Now, that's not
There we
true.
go. Just
That's
kidding.
not true.
No, dude, just hey.
Of course, you can come to the Union Pub and Grill. And you know what you can fetch? You know what you can fetch, Dave?
Yeah.
You can fetch bottles for $1.50, and you can also fetch call shots for just $2.
Yeah.
And it's every Monday here at the Union Pub and Grill, 1125 4th Avenue in Huntington.
And the great service that goes with it.
They're nice to you, Dave.
Yes.
They're
Very nice to you, though.
No. They're nice to you. You're the legend. You're the former Young Thundering Herd quarterback. One day we'll have a.
Did you get a bump over the head this weekend?
No, I was.
Okay.
I was at the same scrimmage you were.
Okay, you sure? Okay, just kidding.
I rolled in there. I thought it was game day on Saturday. I really did. I really thought game day
because cadets. I mean, what did you do? Go over to Roosters first?
No, I just rolled into practice.
Well, that's right. Roosters is not on game day. We have to be up there.
Yeah, we're at Marshall on our home games. But I roll in there, and you're there. Woody Woodrum is there, the former Young equipment manager.
Reliving his 46-hour bus ride to Boise.
A multitude of media there.
Except for one, he was not there. Chucky was not there. I think he was up north again.
Chuck has got the entire state of West Virginia.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so unusual now. All the years in Charleston, now he's here. But to see, since whatever's happened, the number of Morgantown datelines with his name.
I'm happy for him, actually.
Oh, yeah.
I like it because Chuck gets to branch out a little bit.
Right.
Gets to open up. He gets to be a true statewide sports columnist.
Well, I mean, that's his thing, and evidently he's getting along with Neil Brown and Don Nealon. So
how do you not get along with Don Nealon?
You get him every Monday.
Yeah, when we did the show.
Right.
He's the most easy to get along with guy. Now on the football field, I'm sure he was. he was tough, but he was old school.
And his role, and old school doesn't work anymore.
No,
the old school doesn't work.
No, but yeah, I enjoy that. So other than the columnist there, it seemed like it was a full house to watch this thing.
Yeah.
About 100 people showed up. I think that was the number I saw.
100, and a lot of them were down there, but as the time worked, they were working their way back. Shade. But you can't blame them when it was.
It's a
thermometer was a bit on the high side.
Yeah,
so.
it's a big deal for some of these fans because
how long are they going to sit in that heat before they can move back into the shade, dummy?
Well, it's open to Big Green members and season ticket holders, and a big deal for them to hang out. And it looked like it was a pretty diverse crowd.
I recognized a few people.
Yeah,
there.
it didn't skew old, didn't skew
No,
young. It
no.
was pretty diverse.
No, and I think they know what's at hand and what's available if certain things fall into place. It's no. And there's no question marks right now. They know who the quarterback is. They know the running backs. They have a receiver, the kid from Kentucky, the defensive side, and they've got some backups. And then watching Rohrwasser and the other gentleman kick was kind of fun. I don't think they missed a field goal, did they?
Didn't look like it.
The only thing is they went back, 45? I don't think they were hoping to let them go 50, but they pretty much stopped at 45. But Rohrwasser was splitting. I mean, they weren't just good. They were down the middle good. So that's encouraging.
Well, hopefully the Thundering Herd's better than what the pollsters think, because Clemson, of course, #1 team in the first Associated Press Top 25 of 2019. And I've also got the Football Writers Association of America Super 16 poll, also part with the National Football Foundation. So we got a couple of polls to compare. The Amway Coaches poll came out a couple weeks ago, so we'll forget that one today. But Top 25, Clemson obviously on top, and then you got Alabama. Georgia's #3, Oklahoma's 4.
You're going to hear that all the time. Those four in the same breath almost.
Just about. Ohio State's 5. I'll just give you the top 10. You can go find the rest. We'll discuss maybe a few teams outside the top 10. But LSU 6, Michigan is 7, Florida's 8, Notre Dame 9. You got Texas at 10. Maybe of note, Penn State for some fans are 15th in the poll. Others receiving votes, you got to scroll down a little while, but Boise State's receiving votes. Cincinnati is also receiving votes. Virginia Tech's grabbing some points as well, and Appalachian State's getting some consideration for the top 25. West Virginia is below them, so you got back-to-back Mountaineers close to the bottom of the teams receiving votes, and that's what the Associated Press Top 25 has. And Big Ten, the Big Ten has 7 teams in the top 25, and then the SEC is right behind them with 6. The Pac-12, the conference that everyone seems to kind of dump on, they've got 5, and then you've got the Big 12 with only 3 ranked teams, and the ACC has 2 ranked teams, and obviously Notre Dame's your only independent, and then UCF at 17. They are the only group of 5 program in the ranking, so they're the team that everybody's looking at again in the group of 5. The Big Ten is the best conference preseason, followed by the SEC. The Big 12 and the ACC are lacking a little bit. And then you've got the Lone Ranger when it comes to the group of 5 with UCF. And
that's right.
Boise's on the outside looking in.
But with their schedule, they have a way, if they do certain things, they'll be there. They can be there.
Oh, by the way, Army is also receiving a lot of votes right outside the top 25.
Yeah.
So Army's there as well. But for the most part, it's Power 5, Power 5, Power 5, and UCF.
Top 25, 13 teams out of 2 leagues. Almost sounds like the NCAA basketball tournament, where if you're in one of the leagues, it's like you have to play your way out of the NCAA. Not in, out. You have to do really bad not to get a bid.
Hey, this is what big-time college football looks like, big-time money college football.
Yeah,
and it's usually the Big Ten and the SEC.
That's right.
That's your big-time college football right there.
Cutting some big checks, but and then you're talking about ACC had 2 teams ranked. Clemson, who was the other one? I forget who's at it, but Clemson's at the top, but then there was one other one.
It's Clemson 1.
Okay.
Then you're looking for your other ACC team, and I've got to scroll down to even find the other ACC
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, Florida State, those days, that ship sailed right now for them. They used to be pretty regular. They're going to have to play their way back. But Clemson, because, I think later on this week, another league has its network.
Syracuse.
There you go.
Syracuse.
That's hard to believe, Syracuse ACC.
Syracuse is 22nd.
Okay.
That's.
But there's another conference. Now I think all the leagues will have their own network. ACC network debuts later in the week. And a guy who used to call Marshall football, West Durham, is one of the gentlemen working.
Well,
he's got a daily call-in show on it. He'll be doing games. Plus, he's a voice of the Falcons on radio. So
it's
nice to get to him a few times.
It's because you can make money with this. That's the Big Ten led the way. The Big Ten network. And it was a brilliant idea because they decided if our games aren't on a major network, they'll go on the Big Ten network.
Exactly.
And then they bring in a lot of money. Because all of a sudden, games weren't able to be found on traditional outlets, or more traditional than the Big Ten network. And then you have to go get the Big Ten network. I can remember the first few years, there were fans in certain parts of the state that were mad because they couldn't watch the game because it was on the Big Ten network and their cable provider didn't have it.
Well, I know mine does. Mine does. It's there. Pac-10's there. Big 12. Then, of course, you have Texas, which has its own, the Longhorn Network
Right.
and things. But, no, ACC, and I was reading a little story about it. The commissioner now, 7 or 8 years ago, saw what was thinking out of the box, outside of a little bit, thinking ahead, and saw what these other networks and the conferences were doing. He got the ball rolling, and now that 7 or 8 years of work will pay off Thursday when they launch the network. And their first football game, first game is Clemson and Georgia Tech.
That'll be a huge one.
That's their debut on ACC Network.
That'll be a big one.
Yeah.
And it's great because if you're a fan of the ACC, you can watch ACC sports
And that's
all day.
another network with the game that if there was an ACC, you'd be locked into something else. But now you're going to have that one. You're going to have that one. So Georgia Tech, Clemson, opening night, the national champs. A week from Saturday, will be on.
And that's why the group of 5 will not be able to even keep it competitive because the media deals are not there. You're not building affinity networks and signature networks for the Sun Belt, for the MAC, for Conference USA.
Yeah. We have Stadium, Facebook, or whatever like that. NFL Network is doing a game a week and things of that nature, but I saw the games they picked, and one of the writers mentioned is that if they're going to NFL Network, the conference should have whatever the best game that week is, that's the one they're going to give them.
Well, hopefully the year after this deal.
Yeah, at least you have it now.
The year after.
Right.
I'm hoping that's the case because I would look at which media partner is the largest platform. Mm-hmm. I would have 2 signature games. I would have the signature game on NFL Network, the second signature game on CBS Sports Network,
right.
Or let NFL Network pick first, CBS Sports second, then everyone else third and beyond.
Yeah.
And what doesn't get picked up, I would put on ESPN+.
Because, like right now, last part of September when Marshall and Cincinnati play, judging, they're not in the conference play yet. That been a pretty good game for NFL Network or CBS Sports Network, especially if UCLA goes to Cincinnati and loses. There's Cincinnati with a big win over Power 5 school, Power 5 conference, coming here to play Marshall. That would be a big one. But you don't know if they have to predetermine in advance these games as opposed to other, like the ESPN, what do they have, a 10-day window? Wait 10 days and you'll find out, okay. Then you'll see noon, 3:30, or 7.
Well, it's a little easier when ESPN actually has
who they're choosing from.
Yeah. ESPN is choosing from these games, and they have a better idea, okay, which game goes where. And Conference USA case, it's, okay, we have this partner here, then we have this partner here, and then we have this partner here, and we have this partner here. And they've got to divvy them all up, hoping that they're getting the right matchup because there's not a unified partner. It's not, hey, our media partner is ESPN.
Right.
What if all the games were on ESPN, either ESPN or ESPN+?
Well, we're not playing on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, so that's not going to happen.
What's wrong with that, though?
The MAC action,
honestly,
but they're on.
Honestly.
Really?
What would the problem be? I'm serious. I want to know what's the argument.
Because, if you played on Saturday, the crowd's probably not going to be that much different.
Is it better? Is it more beneficial to have a few more people in the stands or more?
The nation watching,
more
or the
people
option
watching.
to watch. Right.
No, I seriously want to know. I'm not taking a side either way. But if you said to me, hey, we're going to go watch a Wednesday night Marshall game, okay.
Well, somebody out there thought that would work outside the box. Let's try it.
7 o'clock? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I get it. Football is more of a travel sport than basketball because we play in the middle of the week in basketball all the time.
Yeah.
We see basketball every night. We see hockey every different night.
But even those MAC Tuesday and Wednesday games, even if it's Ball State at Ohio U, it's not that big a trip as going from UTEP to Norfolk, Virginia in midweek. That would be kind of a stretch.
And I know the argument is, well, it doesn't allow fans to travel. How many you're losing there? Then that's the argument.
I don't think in that Tuesday, Wednesday with those crowds that we see, it would make it. I think it's a win-win by having them on.
But at the same time, college football was meant to be played on Saturday.
It was meant to be.
It was made for Saturday with the occasional Thursday game.
And then came Thursday.
I like a Thursday game now and then, but
yeah. But it's almost every day because you got Thursday. You're going to have the Monday before the NFL kicks off. That Monday's a college football game. So it's almost like every day of the week. But basically it's Thursday and Saturday with a few Fridays and mixed in.
You know what I prefer, though? I prefer my college on Saturday.
Pros on Sunday.
Pros on Sunday.
High school on Friday.
High school on Friday. I prefer my Monday night game because that's been around since before I was born.
Right.
And you know what? Maybe I can do without the Thursday night game.
I would hate to be in the NFL, play on Sunday, and have to turn around and play on Thursday and be the travel team. That's pretty tough.
What if you had Sunday your signature game and then you had everything else on Sunday?
Yeah.
And that way you're not thinning it out a little bit. Because you make your Sunday games a little bit more compelling because you might have a better matchup. I mean, your primetime game is supposed to be your signature game.
Right.
Or one of them.
Because a lot of times later in the year they start changing things around. They switch, well, this one would have nobody. We'll switch it to this one.
And then usually your second game on Sunday, your afternoon game, usually that's the big game. That's the big afternoon game, or one of them.
Yeah.
And sometimes both networks have the doubleheader. Sometimes they don't. But
right.
you know that second game, the first game is, hey, if I'm a Bengals fan, I get to see my Bengals at
1.
At 1. And then the signature game is going to be the second game.
Right. A
for
lot of times,
everybody.
Even though you're at New England, which you think would play at 1, suddenly they're playing at 4. Pittsburgh's playing at 4 because that's who they want, and they know people will be tuned in and watching.
I would have 3 signature games. I'd have everybody plays at 1 on Sunday, and then depending on how many networks have the second game, I would have 2 games, one for the network, per network, and then the Sunday night game.
Right.
So those would be my 3 signature games. Just figure out what's going to be what, and that's what I would do.
Yeah, I would too.
How we started with the college football poll and got there, I don't know. But we are here today at the Union Pub and Grill. You can always come down Mondays at the Union Pub and Grill and join us. That's right. We're here every Monday. All you have to do is join us here downtown Huntington. $1.50 bottles, $2 call shots every Monday, 1125 4th Avenue, Huntington, here at the Union Pub and Grill. We got more on the way. It's The Drive, presented by Huntington Federal Savings Bank on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Presented by Huntington Federal Savings Bank. Welcome back. Paul Swann and Dave Walsh with you. The former Young Thundering Herd quarterback, Dave Walsh. You're a former quarterback and you're a former Young. So former Young Thundering Herd quarterback.
It's weird, but I'll accept it.
You'll take that. What are you?
Hey, like you said, the main thing is we're both vertical. We'll go from there.
What are you, 75, 80 this year? What are you?
6 and a 7.
6'7". You're a young man, Dave Walsh. Yeah. We're here today at the Union Pub and Grill, 1125 4th Avenue in Huntington. You can come down and you can take part of the Monday special. $1.50 bottles and $2 call shots. That's right. $1.50 and 2. That's all you need to know here at the Union Pub and Grill. So we've got the AP poll that's out. We also have the Football Writers Association of America Super 16 poll. And Clemson's
one day might
one.
be the Super 16 conference, the way things are going nowadays, but 16.
What if you have this
look at the top 5. That's really
what if you just have 4 Super 16s?
I think that's coming. I really do.
What if you just had that?
Yeah, and then everybody else plays for the whatever.
So Clemson was the number 1 team in the AP poll. So Clemson, Alabama, Georgia, and Oklahoma, and Ohio State.
Sounds like a broken record, doesn't it?
LSU, and then Michigan, and then Florida's 8th in the top 25 the AP. Football writers have it Clemson, Alabama, Georgia, Oklahoma, Ohio State. You're detecting a pattern here.
Yes.
LSU, Michigan at 7. And then at number 8, Notre Dame. Florida's 10th in their poll. So you also have Texas at 9, Oregon's 11, Texas A&M is 12, Washington 13, Utah 14, Penn State 15, Auburn 16. Teams receiving votes. UCF would be 17 if they were ranking 17. Yep. Also, you have Cincinnati receiving some points, Boise State receiving, Virginia Tech, Kentucky, West Virginia, let's see. No, West Virginia did not get any. So a little bit different than the other poll there. But Cincinnati getting some points, Boise, Army.
It seems like the people are taking a wait-and-see with the team up north. With a new coach and some pieces and things of that nature that have changed. And guys
once
left.
They get into Big 12 play, it's going to be fine.
I know.
It'll be all fine.
But everybody, first thing they keep hearing is they play James Madison, right, in the opener. People are going like, please don't sell James Madison short. They're a pretty good team. Don't sell them short.
It's playing VMI, but only a little bit better.
Right. They've won a few national titles.
Their coach
is at Louisville right now.
They're a good team. James Madison will be a good team. But at the same time, I'm growing a little tired of these type of openers.
Yes.
Now, I know a younger version of me would have been like, oh, yeah, you got to play these teams. Bring some teams in the Southern Conference. So,
Yep.
and maybe because a younger version of me just remembered the fact that Marshall got to play some of these games.
We were talking about that in the press box Saturday, remember? And we said this opening Saturday used to be what we called sacrificial Saturday. Look who was playing who. Somebody was at Ohio State, at Michigan, at Texas. Give me a check. I mean, every Conference USA, Southern Conference teams, maybe it didn't matter. MAC. First Saturday, you're going to get your head handed to you. You're going to feel the pain a little bit for a couple of weeks, but you're going to get a nice check for doing it.
Is there even – and there's excitement for the season, but there's really nothing for the opponent. It's just, hey, the opener.
Right. I mean, West Virginia, new coach, they're supposed to win. If they do win, that's what they're supposed to do. If they lose, because they got a couple of toughies after that, and then they get in the conference play.
Yeah, well, I was leaning a little bit towards Marshall on that one. But, same thing with West Virginia. It's just – the home opener, you're excited because it's back.
It's finally somebody other than you.
Yeah, football's back. And then really doesn't get started excitement-wise until week 2.
Right. And then, you and I know well that it wasn't that long ago when VM Marshall, that was a tough W for the Herd to get those days of Southern Conference. Memorial Stadium, Lexington, Virginia, probably one of the shorter trips in the Southern Conference. I-64, you're there in no time. And they really look forward to Marshall coming there on those days.
That's a basketball rivalry for me.
I remember those days before they got their new building there at BMI, the old pit, Stu Aberdeen in the pit. That was like, whoa, that was a tough place to play.
Yeah, it's more of a basketball rivalry for me. It really is now.
Yeah.
But you've got James Madison, and then you're at Missouri, and then you have NC State and Kansas for West Virginia. It ramps up. It really does ramp up
quick.
Immediately. James Madison, I know why you play these games, because it's sort of a tune-up.
Right.
You're going out there, you're playing an opponent that should give you a game, but at the same time, unless you're just not that good of a football team, you really get
survive.
the victory. You get the victory.
Right. They get some money. You get to see what's good and bad about your team and get ready for the next week. And now they got the newness now with the new coach and some different players. So, but that's what it's for. And then I think on the flip side, you have 2 or 3 teams, especially in Conference USA, the first Saturday, I wouldn't want to be where they're going.
No?
One's going to Ohio State, one's going, I think, to Michigan, and one's going to Texas. So.
Hey, it could be worse.
Yes.
Here's what the openers look like across Conference USA. Just curiosity.
Okay.
Marshall's got VMI.
Right.
FIU is at Tulane.
Okay, that's a winnable game.
Alabama State's at UAB.
They should win.
Friday, August 30th, Rice is at Army. Rice is taking a loss there.
Yeah.
And then here's your Saturday schedule in Conference USA. Louisiana Tech is at Texas.
That will be very interesting.
So, money game?
Yes.
Money game.
Yes.
Middle Tennessee is at Michigan.
Give me the money.
Money game.
Right.
Florida Atlantic is at Ohio State.
Cut me a check.
Norfolk State is at Old Dominion.
The only thing about that one, it's maybe 15 minutes from Norfolk State to Old Dominion if traffic. I mean, that will save money, and that's the first game in our new facility, but that's not what the other ones you just mentioned, no.
Abilene Christian at North Texas.
Mason Fine should roll up some numbers there.
It's like either a money game or a win.
Yeah.
That's
it's
the
one
schedule.
or the other. Yeah.
Incarnate Word at UTSA.
I saw that one. I went, are they playing in one game or 2? Incarnate Word.
Gardner Webb at Charlotte.
Another doubleheader.
Houston Baptist at UTEP.
Right. Well, UTEP better get that one.
Central Arkansas at Western Kentucky.
Western better get that one because they're coming off a tough year.
And then Alcorn State at Southern Miss.
I think Coach Hobson will be okay first week. So, like you said, it's either probably a W or money. One or the other. There's no other way to put it.
Here's how I'm gonna rank them. Ohio State.
Right.
Michigan.
Right.
Texas.
Okay.
I can't in good consciousness take any of these teams over VMI.
No.
I can't do it.
No.
Not in good consciousness.
No. I mean, you have to be realistic.
So I'm going to have to say VMI is not that bad.
No.
And they had a rough go of it last year. Weren't weren't very successful.
They've had some tough times here of late, but still.
It's a hard school to recruit for.
Yeah. You know, it's a military. They're
I mean,
back in the conference.
Football's not their primary.
No.
That's when you go to VMI, you're not going because you're going to be the next football star
No.
heading for the NFL.
You're probably going to get a nice degree. You're going to get a nice disciplinary 4 years. I'm not so sure if you're locked into some service after you get done, but a diploma from there will serve you well. But Saturday afternoons are tough on those guys.
You know, just for fun, while we're still a couple weeks out, we can do this.
Yeah.
Here's the VMI schedule. Are you interested?
Keep going.
Okay.
VMI has got.
They have Mars Hill the following week.
All right.
Then they're at ETSU.
Oh, whole Southern Conference renewal.
Then they got Robert Morris at home. Then they're playing Wofford.
Okay.
And then they're at the Citadel.
The Military Classic of the South.
Then they play versus Sanford.
Okay.
They're at Mercer. Then they play Western Carolina.
Remember those trips.
Then they're at Furman.
Remember that one.
Then they're at Army West Point.
That's another money game.
Yeah. Hey, you got to play that. VMI,
Oh,
Army,
yeah.
you got to play
You
that.
got to have that one.
And then Chattanooga.
Old Southern Conference memories revving up as you went through that schedule.
And they only have, let's see if I've done this right. They
How
only
many home
have
games?
one game on Stadium, and that's Marshall.
Other than that, you got to show up.
So here it is. You can watch Mars Hill on ESPN3.
Okay.
You can watch ETSU on ESPN Plus.
All right.
The same for Robert Morris and Wofford. The Citadel's Next Star ESPN Plus. I think there's an over-the-air game there.
Okay.
That has to be. Sanford Next Star ESPN Plus. Mercer's ESPN Plus. Western Carolina's ESPN Plus. Furman is ESPN Plus. CBS Sports Network's got the Army game. And then Chattanooga is Next Star ESPN 3.
When you hear those, you're going like the announcers. Who is sending me there? Who is getting a call on
It's
that
local.
one?
It's got to be local.
It's got to be.
It's got to be in-house.
Yes.
You have an in-house crew doing that
You're
game.
not going to ship somebody in there to do the you know.
Or they've got an announcer on staff.
Right.
But it's in-house.
But it's stadium here.
Stadium is here.
Okay, so that'll work. That'll work. I got the hang of it towards the end of the year. I could find them.
Hey, but you know what? The easy thing here is that
What?
if you have ESPN Plus, it's easier to find these games probably than some of the
then it's
Facebook
Marshall
games.
Yeah. You're going, well, honey, I found the VMI game, but I can't find Marshall.
It's still going to be difficult for anybody because, the argument that's given to me, this is all anecdotal, Dave,
Okay.
but the argument given to me is if you are somewhere, not say here at the Union Pub and Grill, say you're 50 miles away, you're in Charleston, or you're
Right.
100 miles away, and you're 150 miles away.
Beckley.
You're out of
into
state,
Virginia, yeah.
or you're in the state and you go to say the Beckley equivalent of the Union Pub and
Right.
Grill is, with the Beckley equivalent of Herb Stanley.
Right. Multiple televisions.
Multiple television. You go in, you say, "Hey, I want to watch the Marshall game. Can you put it up?" And they're going, "What channel's that on?"
Yeah.
Well, it's on Stadium, Facebook, and they just look at you.
It's like, huh?
This is what has been. Again, these are all anecdotal stories. You can't go into a sports bar and just watch
Right.
college football.
I mean, I'm sure you get during the week. In my days at the paper, you get through the week. Marshall game on television, yeah. It's on Stadium. Where's that? What do you tell them? You just start spinning it till it comes up. I mean,
all I know, Dave, is I got a really nice computer monitor at the station this year.
okay.
I'm good.
You're in?
I'm good.
I'll be
man.
right there with you, baby.
Road games, I got a really nice state. The salary didn't go up, but the monitor is sweet.
As soon as we finish over there. Okay.
Yeah, I can watch it on my computer desk at home. I got the dual screens now.
There you go.
Yeah, it's all nice,
Hey,
Dave.
Sportscaster of the Year. That's just perks.
Oh,
I knew they were coming.
Sports, yeah, best talk show.
So still got perks. There you are.
Okay, yeah, I mean.
Dual screen.
Right, no.
Hey, you got to start somewhere with perks.
That's
Dual screen.
that's a different award, Sportscaster of the Year.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you got two screens. That's better than me. One screen.
I won the AP equivalent of that award.
There you go.
I will say that, though. So you can call me that.
It's on your.
It's on the resume.
It's on your mantle at home.
It's
the hardware.
The award, yeah. Oh
Okay,
yeah,
exactly.
I actually got a really nice place about. I'll tell you about it. It's personal. I got it.
I'm surprised you hadn't had a little shot and it's all over the.
No.
You're not that vain, right?
No, I just got it right. Yeah, it's got. It's
What
on my
is it?
mail.
Hey, when you got it, I said it's
Yeah.
well earned because I have learned what you go through.
Yeah.
Well earned,
It's
and I mean that sincerely. That's not a little pat on the back.
It's just. It's just it's a nice.
You have to fill this 5 days a week.
You're making me blush.
No,
Stop
but
it.
you do.
Stop it. Stop it.
But we got some guests coming up. I mean, you've done that. We may have one on Wednesday. A little bit for you.
We gotta get that squared away because Wednesday's usually also baseball day with David Kahn.
Okay.
So I'm doing an on-air note here. I have to readjust my my schedule on Wednesday.
Yes.
I'll make it work. We're going to take a quick break and come back and wrap it up. But Dave and I are doing show business on the air. This is our staff meeting as well for the show.
Multi-purpose.
Yeah.
Multitask.
It's like our staff meeting here at the Union Pub and Grill. More on the way. It's The Drive, ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Buckle up. Paul Swann has the wheel on The Drive, ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
One final time from the Union Pub and Grill. At least for us, you can, of course, be here all night taking advantage of the Monday special. $1.50 bottles and $2 call shots. It's every Monday here at the Union Pub and Grill. It's been here longer than you and I.
Yes. And probably after we're gone, it'll still be here.
It'll still be here. It will not be referred to.
Herb might not be here, but it'll still be Union Pub.
No, Herb will still be here.
Oh, he will be. Okay.
We won't be.
He will.
Herb will still. Herb is everlasting.
That's right.
And, of course, it might not be referred to as the Paul Swann and Dave Walsh special.
No. But it will still be the Pub and Grill.
Are you $1.50? $1.50? And
$1.50?
I'm $2?
$2?
Yeah.
DOLLA?
Yeah,
dollar?
I'm the $2 call shot. You're the $1.50 bottle here at the Union Pub and Grill. You excited? We got busy in a couple of weeks here. I was mentioning the Capitol and the Greens coming up this week.
Paid to Capitol Green. And there used to be a point in time when it seemed like all roads from Charleston pointed north, but Marshall's made quite a dent in the capital city right now. The Embassy Suites will be rocking Thursday night. They've made a push, and it's gone well.
Yeah, they've got actually 2 events. They've got that, and then the following week, of course, at Pullman Square.
Right.
For our final Pullman Square concert series.
But, I mean, I have been by for it. I mean, hey, it gives you a reason to come downtown, and you're entertained while you're there, and then the football guys will be there. So there's another chance to see them without their helmet on.
Yeah, so if you can't make Charleston, of course, you can definitely make the one at Pullman Square. And then we're talking coaches show, and then we're talking game day.
And then we're on the platform. Waiting for Chelsea Bain to show up. No, just kidding. We'll let that go.
Stop it, Dave.
No.
I have to explain the joke now.
No.
For new listeners who have just tuned in and wonders what Dave is talking about, I'm still picking up Dave's teeth from when he met country music sensation Chelsea Bain.
That was my debut. What a way to start. Heard Chelsea. Wow.
Did you buy her album, her CD?
I don't know if I did or not.
I said album for you. We get downloads these days on their phone.
It's like if you buy something, what are you not thinking?
Yeah, I mean, you still have a record player. I don't know if they put her music out on record.
I think it's 16, 33, 45, 78. Something like that. I remember those days.
You do, actually.
Yeah. I'll probably have them at home in the attic somewhere. I'm just afraid to look.
You might be able to make some money.
Pull a Beatles, Want to Hold Your Hand.
There 45. You go. You get some Marvin Gaye up there as well.
That's right. So we got off Wednesday, hopefully, and some baseball with your gentlemen. So it's going to be a busy week.
Dave Walsh is finally earning his keep planning some of my show.
Well, I made an option. You could have declined, but you did not defer. You accepted the challenge.
I accepted. No, come on, no.
Well, it's kind of big because they're coming here in about 3 weeks.
Look, I'm not the show's open to everybody.
Yeah, right.
Everybody's welcome.
Right.
And that's going to do it for this edition here from the Union Pub and Grill for the former Young Thunder quarterback, Dave Walsh. I'm Paul Swann. Thanks to Gabriel Sellards. Back in the studio. We'll do it again tomorrow here on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930. Good night, everyone.
WRBC Huntington, W227BS Huntington, your flagship home of the Marshall Thundering Herd and The Drive with Paul Swann, ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.